The Age of the Republic and its Grand Army introduced us to some of the coolest galactic weapons of war, so today we dive into the Republic's heavy armor, walkers, and repulsor craft. The Grand Army of the Republic was built mostly in secret, but you can't just have clones with blasters. To put it plainly, you need tanks. Starting with everyone's favorite is the ATTE, which simply stands for All-Terrain Tactical Enforcer. Like most walkers of this time, it was built by Rothana Heavy Engineering. It had a length of 22 meters, a width of 5.7 meters, and a height of 9.57 meters. This six-legged walking tank could reach speeds of 60 kilometers an hour, which is roughly 37 miles per hour. The ATTE was armed with 6 MAD-21 heavy laser cannon turrets and 1 Firefont 04 mass driver cannon. This walker was crewed by 8 personnel, 1 pilot, 1 co-pilot/spotter, 1 vehicle commander, and 5 gunners. Alongside this crew was the added capacity to hold 20 clone infantry. As the name implies, the all-terrain tactical enforcer could traverse any surface. That includes planets such as Geonosis, completely vertical cliff faces, the hulls of capital ships, and of course my favorite, asteroids. This was all thanks to the terrain sensors and tractor field generators found in the footpads of the 6 legs. This all-terrain beast was completely pulled together by its single mass driver cannon located at the top of the walker. This walker was so versatile, it could be used as a mobile artillery platform alongside being a straight-up tank, one capable of bombarding fixed positions, shooting down slow-moving aircraft, and of course, intercepting rocket fire. Its offensive weapons were even strong enough to punch through the armor of CIS frigates. The ATTE truly is the pride and joy of the Grand Army of the Republic's heavy armor. But the army wouldn't be grand with just a single tank. Easily the biggest heavy armored unit to deploy onto the battlefield, the HAV WA-6 Juggernaut, more commonly referred to as the Juggernaut or Turbo Tank. The latter being my favorite because this tank is definitely capable of speed. It was built by Kuat Drive Yards, the famed capital ship manufacturer of the Republic and the Imperial Navy. Side note, it is important to remember that Rothana Heavy Engineering was a subsidiary of Kuat Drive Yards. The Juggernaut was roughly 50 meters in length and could reach a blistering speed of 160 kilometers an hour, which is around 100 miles per hour. Although this depends strictly on the terrain, but thanks to its 10 massive wheels, it could go just about anywhere. Well, I guess not anywhere. It isn't the ATTE, but considering it's twice the size and 5 times the weight, it shouldn't be able to go anywhere. That would just be too scary. This massive wheeled tank was armed with 2 anti-personnel laser cannons, 1 rapid repeating rotary heavy laser cannon, 2 retractable hull-mounted anti-personnel flex ordnance launchers, twin anti-personnel blaster cannons, and 1 heavy laser cannon turret. All these weapons and the relative size of the turbo tank meant a crew of 12 clones were needed to operate it. There was a pilot, co-pilot, engineer, vehicle commander, navigator, comms operator, a total of 6 technicians, and 8 gunners. Also, depending on its internal configuration, the Juggernaut could hold up to 300 troops. So while this tank could be used to merely transport troops or cargo, it could also work as a mainline tank, throwing its massive size and weapons at the neatly lined up ranks of droids. And thanks to the superconducting armor of the Juggernaut being able to disperse incoming fire over a wide area of its hull, most small arms weapon fire did little to hinder the turbo tank. Seen fighting alongside the massive Juggernaut, the All-Terrain Attack Pod, or ATAP. This Republic walker doesn't receive as much love as I think it deserves. It being built by Kuat Drive Yards, it shares a lineage alongside the other renowned walkers and tanks, but is less of an opposing force and more of a long-range sniper tank, or mobile artillery unit. It was 15.24 meters long and 10.97 meters tall. It could travel around the same speed as the ATTE, but with fewer legs. The third leg of this walker was used for added stability when laying down weapons fire. ATAPs were armed with a heavy mass driver cannon, just like the ATTE, 1 dorsal medium laser cannon, and a single anti-personnel ventral repeating blaster. It had a single pilot and 1 gunner who utilized sophisticated targeting and data relay systems to beam CIS forces from afar. Personally, this is one of my favorite walkers, nearly edging out the ATTE. It is, of course, a little goofy looking, but considering its small crew and heavy weapons, I wouldn't want to know this thing was out there waiting to bombard me. And I wish we could have saw it in action more often. Last but definitely forgotten, considering we never got to see this fighter tank in action during the Clone Wars TV series, is the TX-130 Saber class fighter tank. This was one of Rathana Heavy Engineering's best. It was light and nimble, often regarded as a ground-based starfighter for the Republic Army. It had light ablative armor, 2 heavy laser cannons, either a medium twin laser cannon turret or a KB-50A beam cannon. 2 ordnance launchers could be equipped with armor-piercing shells, bunker buster shells, or high-energy shells. Operated by 2 pilots, a gunner, and a vehicle commander, this quick-action Saber-class tank was a lifesaver for the infantry units of the GAR. Although we never got to see this fighter tank in action alongside the heroes of the Clone Wars, fans can pilot these lightning-fast vehicles anywhere on the battlefront. In my opinion, the Grand Army of the Republic easily has one of the most popular ground-based militaries in science fiction. Clone troopers and their various battalions led by Jedi generals was one reason I personally fell in love with Star Wars. You let me know your favorite heavy armor units found within the GAR. Be sure to let me know if I missed one of importance, and know the AT-RT doesn't count as a heavy walker or tank. Make sure to blast a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you feel so inclined. Have an amazing day, and may the Force be with you.